As I get older, something I'd really like to be doing is going to places that aren't surfed as much, aren't explored as much.
We're out in the middle of nowhere here. And it's like the Serengeti of the ocean.
We set out to be ready for everything, and we brought along all the toys to play along the way. It really made this trip a huge success because we were ready for everything. I'd say we completely nailed it with this one and utilized the most out of the conditions every single day we were there.
When I got invited to this trip to go visit some Pacific islands I hadn't been to, where you have to take an airplane to a small island, get on a boat and travel 10, 12 hours to another small island. You don't know what to expect, but you know you're far enough away from the masses that you're gonna find uncrowded waves, incredible diving, incredible kiting, people that probably haven't seen a lot of things that you're doing.
When we first made the turn into the bay and nobody's out and really perfect barreling right. Everybody's messing with their kites, getting ready to go. I'm like straight out there by myself. It's had one of the best sessions I've had in years.
As surfers and kite surfers, we rely so much on the weather and conditions. And when we first got out on the water, it was kind of a challenging kite session. The wind was a little too offshore and blocked by the land, and things weren't quite lining up. So we got back on the boat, and as the tide started to change and things started to turn around, the swell started filling in more and more, the sets were coming in bigger and bigger, and in a few minutes it just really turned on, and we ended up probably having the best kite surfing session of the entire trip. The fishing on the trip was absolutely mind-blowing.
There's fish everywhere. It's incredible. There's onas, there's dogtooth tunas way deep, and sharks everywhere. This big ona swam right up to me and I got a really good shot.
As soon as he shoots it, a bunch of sharks come in and I see what's happening, so I swim over.
Cole came up and got my backup shot. Then the sharks kind of came on and
the sharks just come in and start attacking the fish, and Hank just went totally AWOL and started punching the shark.
Then they left and we pulled the fish onto the boat and had an amazing dinner.
I mean, we spent one afternoon with the local people on this one atoll, and they were super excited to see us because they hadn't seen kiting before. We brought them some fish that we speared, and we asked them permission to surf their islands. You go to these places and you can't just show up and exploit it. You gotta be culturally involved as you can. That gesture, that goes a long way.
Bringing the hydrofoil on this trip became an important and pivotal piece of gear to have. It allowed for a unique way to explore the locations we were at, as well as providing an insane amount of fun on the water on days when you couldn't go regular kiteboarding. Foil just allows you to get so much more time on the water.
It's probably the most beautiful place I've ever been to, and I've never seen water this clear in my life.
Because we set out to make the most of what was there, we ended up scoring about 1,000% more than any of us could have ever expected. We surfed amazing waves with uncrowded lineups. We got to kite in dream setups that were things like you might sketch in your notebook when you were a kid in school. We fished, we dove and spearfished in some of the most fruitful waters that I had ever seen, and all along the way had an outstanding adventure with a great group of people.